So what is going on, guys? It's been kind of a while, but I've been getting some kind of a little bit of demand for some more zombies content, and seeing as the 2K content isn't getting quite as much love, and I've been playing more zombies anyway, I'm going to bring you guys another zombies video today. So today we're going to do the top 5 drops in zombies, and then the top 5 drops. After that, we're going to do the top 5 drops that you've never heard of in zombies. So we're going to do the top 5 drops first, and then just make sure you stay tuned through all that, because you're not going to want to miss the ones that you haven't heard of before, because obviously they're drops you haven't heard of. So maybe you want to go out, try and get them. You know, some of them are obviously really difficult, but yeah. So just whatever you want to do with this information, just go ahead and do it, but I hope that you enjoy the video. So I think we're going to get into it. We have 3 honorable mentions. Now, these 3 honorable mentions, the reason that I did not put them in my top 5 is because they do not span across all 4 of Treyarch Zombies games. I could say all 5 and include Black Ops 4, but I don't like to include Black Ops 4 on these lists because it really doesn't feel like genuine Treyarch Zombies to me. So, yeah, we're just going to go in and we're going to do 3 honorable mentions first. Like I said, it's because they didn't span all the way from World at War to Black Ops 3 is the reason that they're not in the actual list. So the first honorable mention is going to be the Death Machine. Now, the Death Machine, we all know what this is. You know, you get it. I'm using it in the gameplay here. It just annihilates zombies, man. It really does. It annihilates zombies, and it's only in Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 3. I don't believe it's in World at War, and it's definitely not in Black Ops 2. That's why I didn't put it in the list mostly, is because it's not in Black Ops 2, and I really wish that it was. But, yeah, so basically you just get it. It's a Death Machine, pretty self-explanatory. You can really cut up the zombies with it. It's really nice to get it. Pretty clutch. Comes in at the first honorable mention now. The second honorable mention is going to be Zombie Blood now. Zombie Blood, I believe, is exclusive to Origins. It's a really good perk when you get it. You can get it either out of a dig site or just a zombie can drop it as well. And then you can also get it in Generator 1 if you're playing multiplayer. But, yeah, you get this. It makes it so that you're basically, the zombies won't hit you. They think that you are a zombie, so basically, you're invisible to them. They're not gonna hit you. So, it's pretty useful, man. It's really useful to get around the map. Like if you have this in stamina up, it's like Usain Bolt, for Christ's sake, man. It's crazy. You can just go so fast when you have this and stamina up together, and you know it's pretty useful, really. On high rounds, it's useful too, and then just going around the map and doing everything, it's pretty useful for that as well, and turning on generators, of course. So that's why it comes in as an honorable mention, and it did not make the list because it's an Origins exclusive. So the third honorable mention, and this is the last one, this one does span across all 4 games, and this is double points. Now, double points, everyone knows, is obviously super useful, but the problem that I have with it is that it is not useful at all after about round 20 on pretty much every map that I can think of off the top of my head. You would not need a double points after round 20. So if you get this on like an early round, though, like round 10 or lower, maybe even, it's huge, because at that point you're still probably trying to set up. You're trying to get all your perks. You're trying to get your pack-punched weapons. You're trying to get wonder weapons. So it can be huge for just obtaining whatever you need to do to get completely set up in an early game. But like I said, after about round 20, it's completely useless. So that's why it's an honorable mention. It did not make the list. So with that being said, let's get into the actual list. Coming in at number 5, we have the free perk drop. Now, this is exclusive to Black Ops 1 DLC maps, Die Rise, and, of course, Black Ops 3 maps as well with Gobblegums and all that. So the game that's most satisfying to get it on is obviously Black Ops 1, which is my favorite zombies game of all time. And if you're playing like Ascension or Shangri-La or Call of the Dead, even, you need to do like a little side quest. Like, for example, on Shangri-La, if you get a drop, if you get a max ammo drop and the monkey picks it up, it can cycle to a free perk bottle. So that's the way you get it on Shangri-La. Then Call of the Dead, you need to kill George. Die Rise, you need to kill all the jumping jacks by knifing them and not giving them any damage with guns. And then on Ascension, you just need to kill all the monkeys on the monkey round without them touching any perk machines, which is very difficult. So on Black Ops 1, getting this on like Ascension, Call of the Dead, or even Shangri-La, it's just so satisfying. So that's why I had to put it in the number 5 spot. And it's the only way on those maps to get all 8 perks. It's the only way you can get extra perks too, or else you're just stuck with 4 the whole game. So super useful, super awesome. Let's get into the next one. And coming in at number 4, we have the fire sale. So fire sale, super, again, it's kind of serves the same purpose as double points does. It's pretty pointless after round 20, but if you get it early, it's unbelievably huge. If you need to get like a wonder weapon, or if you're trying to do the moon Easter egg, you need to get like the Gerses, the QEDs, the zap guns, whatever you need to get. If you need to get the baby gun on Shang for the Easter egg, it's just super, super useful, man. If you just need to get the weapons that you need. So that's why it comes in at number 4. I mean, obviously everyone knows what this does. It just makes it so box is 10 points instead of the usual 950. And I would say, well, the power-ups going on, you can get about 4 box hits if you're playing solo. And it's a really useful drop, man. So it comes in at number 4. And coming in at number 3, we have the nuke. Now, the good old nuke, man. There's really nothing better than this. It's pretty much the only perk besides the one that I have in the number 1 spot that can legitimately save your life, which it can. If you're on like a high round and you see that nuke off in the distance, man, you got zombies everywhere, but you can just sprint through all of them or even around them usually and just grab that nuke, man, and it'll end the round. It's the most satisfying thing ever. If it's going to be a boss round after and you're low on ammo, it's really awesome to get on later rounds, and that's why it comes in at number 3 over some drops that might be more useful. They might be genuinely more useful, but the nuke's way more useful in high rounds. That's why I had to rank it higher. It comes in at number 3. So, coming in at number 2, for the top 5 drops of all time, we have Insta-Kill. Now, Insta-Kill, obviously, it's used to get as well, man. I mean, if you're on that late round, you got, say you just ran out of ammo on, like, your Mark II or your Pack-a-Punched, I don't know, just a Pack-a-Punched hammer or whatever you're using that's just an OP machine gun or even a wonder weapon. You run out of ammo and then you got to switch to your crappy secondary weapon, which might be like a machine gun that you just didn't even bother to Pack-a-Punch, whatever, or maybe you did and it's just not doing good anymore because it's a late round. And then you get that insta-kill, man. And at that point, you can use any weapon that you want to kill them. Even you can knife them. And it doesn't matter what round it is. If it's not like a huge horde and you can kind of separate out the zombies just a little bit, you can just go and knife all of them, man. Super useful for saving ammo. Super useful for advancing into the game and getting to a high round. And that's why it comes in at number 2. So in at number 1, I don't think that anyone is really going to argue this, and that is going to be the max ammo. Now, there is no better feeling when you're playing on some OG zombies. Maybe you just went through the hound round, and then you're a couple rounds after, you're not going to get the dogs again for another 3 rounds or so, and you're just super low on ammo, man. You don't know what you're going to do. You're contemplating going back to box, maybe spinning for another good weapon, then you have to go through the whole process of pack punching that again, and it's just not something that you want to do. But then, with your last few shots in your RPK or whatever you happen to be using, you see that max ammo out in the distance, and you go sprinting for that, and it pretty much saves your life. It makes so you survive another extra 5 rounds or so just because you got all that ammo. Maybe even if it's a late in the game, then it'll only be 1 or 2 rounds extra, but still, there's nothing better than that max ammo, man. I think it's better than the nuke. I think it's better than the insta-kill just for the purpose that it serves. So that's why max ammo is the best drop of all time in Treyarch Zombies. So now we're going to get into the top 5 drops that some of you have probably never, ever heard of. So coming in number 5 for this is going to be the meat from Grief, and I believe you can only get this on Mob of the Dead Grief on Black Ops 2 Zombies. So what happens with this is you get the meat and you can throw it out. So first of all, let's explain Grief. So anyone who doesn't know what Grief is, it's a mode where instead of playing as a team, you play with your friends and you play against them, and whoever survives the longest wins, basically. So you can get the meat, and then you can throw it at one of the opposing players, and all the zombies will be attracted to them. Now, this would only be useful in a late round. It's pretty useless, like a super late round. I mean, if you want to get points, why would you it doesn't make any sense. Why would you want the zombies all to be attracted to another player if you're still in an early stage of the game and trying to get points and get set up? It really doesn't serve much of a purpose, but it's pretty cool because that's the only mode and the only map that you can get this drop in. And yeah, I'm kind of thinking that there might be a few of you that have never heard of that drop, so that's why I put it in this list. It's pretty interesting, to say the least, and yeah, it comes in at number 5. So, coming in at number 4, we have the red max ammo from Moon. Now, I've heard word that there are multiple negative drops on Moon that you can get from the QEDs that spawn. They're all red. I've heard that you can get that with like all the standard drops, but I don't know if that's true. I've only seen proof that you can get max ammo, and then the one that's coming in at number 2 on this list. Now, the red max ammo was the only red drop that I've ever gotten while playing Moon myself. Now, this happened when I was playing Black Ops 1 Moon like a little bit over a year ago, and I got this, and I was like, holy crap, I didn't even know what it was. I didn't know about any of the negative drops in Moon. Didn't know what I was getting myself into, so I paused the game, did some research, and I was like, holy crap, this is crazy. It's less than 1% drop rate, and I just got this. And then I went to go pick it up, and what happens but it took away all my ammo. And I've also heard that people have gotten their guns taken away too, but I haven't really seen a whole lot on this happening. I've just seen like word of that, but most of the time it'll just take away all the ammo on the gun that's in your gun slot at the time being. So obviously it's really interesting, really kind of cool and novelty, but I mean, there's no use to it. Why would you want to pick it up? It's just kind of cool to get, and it's awesome to say that you've gotten it before. So yeah, that comes in at number 4, the red max ammo from the QED devices on Moon. And coming in at the number 3 spot, we have the perk bottle from Origins. Now, the perk bottle from Origins, it's not your normal free perk drop. Now, I know a lot of you OG Origins players probably already know about this drop, because it's the only way that you can get all, I believe it's 9 perks on the original Origins, because they added PhD back, and then they, yeah, so I believe it's 9 perks on the original Origins. It's the only way that you can get all 9. It's the only way you can do, like, the OG Reverse Rainbow Perk Challenge, the OG Rainbow Perk Challenge, whatever, you know. But, yeah, so basically what would happen is you would get your 4 perks standard. I don't know why you'd want to do this on Black Ops 3, just because of Perkaholic and all that. But in Black Ops 2, we're just going to, you know, talk about that for the sake of the video. But anyway, so if you get all 4 perks on Black Ops 2, you get your 4 perks, you're set up, you get a zombie blood. Now, you can run across the map. It's going to be in a random location. I've seen it at Gen 2 before, all the way back in that trench. And then I've also seen it, like, kind of in the middle in just no man's land. So it can be pretty much anywhere. And what happens is you'll get the zombie blood. You want to look for that empty perk bottle. Now, the reason that it's different than the regular perk bottle is because you just collect it, and then you got to go purchase the perk. You don't just get the perk right then and there. But it does give you that extra slot, pretty huge. And if you're at the point of getting that, you're probably not too worried about points anyway, so it's really not that huge of a deal. And then, yeah, you can just go hit Wander Fizz. You can go get whatever perk you want if you want to get a different perk. Super awesome, man. And that comes in at number 3, the perk bottle from Origins. And coming in at number 2, we have the red blood money. Now, I'm gonna kind of keep this a little bit shorter because we already went over red max ammo, but I've never got this one myself. This is the only one, red blood money and red max ammo, that I've ever seen people get on gameplays. So they're the only ones that I know for sure exist, but I've also heard of like red insta-kill and red carpenter and what, but I don't know what those would even do. Like, that doesn't really make any sense to me. But the red blood money, if you get this, it takes away 1,500 points. Pretty pointless, right? I get another just novelty drop, less than 1% drop rate from the QED yet again, and that comes in at number 2. And coming in at number 1, I don't think that it could be anything else besides the bonfire sale. Now, the bonfire sale is a drop from 5 that if you kill the Pentagon Thief without it taking any of your weapons or touching you, you get it, and you get to pack a punch for 1,000 points instead of 5,000. It's just amazing to get that. Most rewarding feeling ever. Again, another Black Ops 1 drop. I just love Black Ops 1. You guys already know that. And it's huge. I mean, obviously, if you just kill the Pentagon Thief, normally you get that fire sale. But if you kill him without him touching you, that I'm taking any of your weapons, you get that bonfire sale. And then you can pack punch for 1,000 points instead of 5,000. Best drop, in my opinion, in Zombies history. That's the video. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe and leave a like. See you guys in the next one.